my response to Ardas has always been, don't ask for anything. Don't get into the habit of asking for things, praying for the health of someone else, praying for something good in your life, praying for anything which is material, because it goes against what essentially you're trying to achieve if you think that you're on a spiritual path. And we had a video that we released on the Nanak Naam YouTube channel and Facebook and Instagram as well, where I went into more detail about why you should never pray for anything. And some of the comments that came back were very rightly asking this question about one specific shabad. For those of you who are familiar with Gurbani, there's a shabad by Bhagat Dhanna Ji, which is sung in the Aarti, Gopal Tera Arta, Jo Jan Tumri Bhagat Karante, Tinke Kaj Savarta. In that shabad, Bhagat Dhanna Ji asks for Daal, Seedha, Mango, Gheeo, Hamara Khushi Kare Nit Jio. So there is a particular verse in Guru Granth Sahib Ji where there is a saint called Dhanna Ji, and he is asking for food. He's asking for a wife. He prays for a horse. He prays for the right foods, and almost it seems like he's asking for a good quality of life. And people have commented to say, well, how does that fit in with this answer that I've given, that you should never ask for anything? It's a very important question. The context of that shabad needs to be understood. The Rahau line of that shabad is Gopal Tera Arta, Jo Jan Tumri Bhagat Karante, Tinke Kaj Savarta. The whole context of that shabad is from Bhagat Dhanna Ji's perspective, saying, I want to meditate on the divine more. My whole life is dedicated to the divine, and devotion to that divine, to that way of thinking, is the most important way of thinking. Now, people don't necessarily understand that context, and they see the rest of the shabad as almost justifying that when we go and pray, we can ask for the well-being of someone's health, we can ask for our children's education, we can ask for someone to get married to, someone to have as our life partner, a good home, and all those things. I want to point your attention to another shabad by Bhagat Kabir Ji, and this is the question by Avashyajit Singh about Kabir Ji's shabad, and that shabad gives a lot more clarity on why Bhagat Dhanna Ji seems to be asking for things. There's a shabad that says by Bhagat Kabir Ji, Pukhe Bhagat na kijay, ye mala apni lijay. Kabir Ji is saying, I cannot meditate whilst I'm hungry. Pukhe Bhagat na kijay, ye mala apni lijay. Now, the English translation here isn't correct. It says, take back your mala. It says, Kabir Ji is almost implying that I don't want to meditate anymore until you give me any food. But really what Kabir Ji is saying is not the physical mala. What he's saying is my constant worry, my constant prayer for sustenance is something that I don't want to have that trouble anymore. Why? Because I want to spend my life in devotion, and I want to spend all of my time in meditation. So Kabir Ji in the shabad, and as we go through the words a little bit more in the rest of this verse, you'll realize that Kabir Ji is not actually asking for worldly things in the same way that we ask for worldly things. Kabir Ji is only asking for them because he wants to get the worldly things sorted so that he can get his life in line with meditation, so that his life is dedicated towards this enlightenment journey. He says, Ho mango santan rena, main nahi kisi ka dena. I don't want to do anything else. I only want to be in the company of holy people. I only want that to be my life. Madho kaisi bane tum sange, aap na deho ta levo mange. How am I supposed to get connected with the divine? If you don't give it to me, where else can I go to look for it? I need to ask the divine for these basic things so that I can spend my life in meditation, so that I can spend my life in devotion, in bandagi or bhakti. I ask for 2 kilos of flour, he says, and half a pound of ghee and salt. I ask for some beans, a pound of beans, which I will use to eat twice a day. I ask for a bed with 4 legs, and I ask for a pillow, a mattress, and a quilt to cover myself. Teri bhagat kare jan thinda. I am doing this so that I can meditate on you. मैं nahi kita labo, I am not being greedy. Ik naam tera मैं fabo, I am only greedy for divine name. I'm only greedy for that meditative realization. Keh Kabir man manya to har janya. When my mind realizes that I want to stay with you, that's where my mind finds you. When my mind is only focused on you, that's where I can connect with you. So this Shabad gives us more clarity on the Bhagat Dhanna Ji's Shabad, which is really not asking for anything except the bare minimum so that we can focus our life on Naam. The only thing you should be asking for is for divine understanding. The only thing you should ever be asking for. Never pray for the well-being of anything else or anyone else, because we don't get into the habit of we don't get into the habit of constantly just asking for something more and constantly being disappointed with our life. Always wanting something more, that's not the spiritual way. The spiritual way is to be in complete acceptance of your life. And if you're in complete acceptance of your life, you don't need anything. But the saints who have asked for things have asked for the bare minimum. Now you need to ask yourself this question honestly and truthfully in yourself. When I pray for things, when I pray to get married, when I pray to have a better job or to keep one of my loved ones alive, am I honestly doing it so that I can meditate? Or am I honestly doing it because I'm attached to them? I'm attached to comforts and I'm attached to the people that I love. I'm attached to ideas of what I want to do with my life. So we need to understand, where is that coming from? Where is that desire coming from?